it's all part of the plan.
People don't like it for being yourself.
Queen story.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
You said you was gonna get me involved.
You pull that trigger, you in it.
What's going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Knobs YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we are back with another TV show review. And this time we got one of the ones I've been looking forward to, and that's Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Man, this is one of the ones I've been looking forward to. I couldn't wait for this to start. I always said this is the one. This is the one as far as just that nostalgia going back into the early 90s, late 80s as far as the time period for what they was doing, Raising Kanan. And right off the gate with this episode, man, everything is straight late 80s, early 90s, everything. From the hair, from the walks, the talk, the cars, just, man, you're not listening to me. The nostalgia, man. The nostalgia. Just everything is there. But besides it being just that late 80s, early 90s feel, it's our characters we got. First off, we got Kanan. And we are starting off with, I would say, middle school version of Kanan. We don't get the Kanan that I got behind me right here. We starting off with an even younger Kanan. And we got Kanan basically dealing with a situation where he gets bullied at school. He getting beat up by a certain guy. I mean, well, a certain boy, because these are kids. And we have Jukebox here too. And this is really telling you that Kanan and Jukebox had a very, very close relationship for a long time. Now, what I'm really loving about this is just seeing how did that disconnect come around and how did they get to the point where they got, because this show tells you that Kanan and Jukebox were close. This is why Jukebox was doing what she was doing in the regular series of Power, as far as getting them back right and doing what she was doing. And even, oh my God, man, I gotta say this, the writing, this is what I was hoping for, and we are getting this. We are getting detailed storytelling. We're not getting Kanan and Jukebox the way we got them in Power. That's not Kanan and Jukebox. Even this feels like Kanan and Jukebox origin story, but it's definitely Kanan's. But the way they push, the way they are doing them, Jukebox doesn't seem as ruthless as she does in the regular Power. Like you see her persona, you see she got that you see is there, but she doesn't seem ruthless at all. She actually seems kind of innocent, even with Kanan, between the point where they get to in the middle of the show. But both of them seem like, and I'm enjoying this, man. You can see that they are not them ruthless killers or the people that you get to know in the regular series of Power with Ghost or whatnot. Like you can see some shit. Like, this is what I'm gonna enjoy about this, because I'm sitting there looking at it like it's got to be some shit that goes down to push them to where they go. And let's go ahead and get this out the way too. Can we get this out the way? This, it seems like a straight up 50 Cent story, like Get Rich or Die Trying, the TV series. I'm just saying straight up, because it's a point where his mama is talking to Kanan, like they haven't, and ooh man, the relationship between Kanan and his mama, Rock, fireworks. Like that chemistry, what they did. This is another thing. Like, let's be clear, the closest thing this gets to being compared to Power is a sex scene in here. That's it. You know Power got to have a sex scene, but when this with this starting off and going throughout the series, as far as the show and the episode, it did not feel like Power at all. It did not feel like Power. It felt like a completely different series. And besides that, the chemistry with Kanan and Rock, his mama, like that shit right there is a driving force. But it's a scene in here where Rock is talking to Kanan and she like, I could have sent you to stay with your grandmother. And I'm like, nigga, this is 50 Cent story. Like, this is a 50 Cent story. Like, everything, like the layers and what they doing. And I'm telling you, if you know 50 Cent story, And like I said, that 50 Cent is my favorite rapper of all time. Number one in my book. That's my favorite rapper of all time. Number one in my book. It is what it is. I ain't even a fan of all his music, but I'm a fan of majority of his music, even G-Unit albums, the mixtapes. But besides all that, if you know 50 Cent's story, when you are looking at these, like every story bit, every little scene, and you're looking at it and you seeing where they going, you're like, okay, I see what y'all doing. I see the characters that y'all are portraying. I'm telling you, it's all right there in your face, right there. And I'm like, I'm with it. Trust me, I'm with it. But I could tell that you could tell it's, I guess probably further on through the series, you're going to see that differentiation as far as Jukebox and Kanan, as far as the routes they go, because I'm sitting here like this gonna happen to this person, and this is what's gonna push him to start acting like this. I'm telling you, but I'm waiting, I'm ready to see that, because the acting in this, at first, I'm telling you, I was sitting there like, oh no, man, this acting a little I'm for real, because I'm watching we watching all these good series with all this phenomenal acting, but as when the episode the more the episode went on, I'm like, okay, I'm with it. The more the episode went on, and shout out to Joey Badass. Nigga, Joey Badass is playing a character here called Unique, and I'm telling you, man, I hope they don't kill this character off fast, bro. I want to see more of this nigga. I think, and I'm telling you, if Unique is playing the character that I think he's playing, he's going to be around for a while. I'm telling you, this is a 50 Cent story, and I feel like you getting the story beats. And like I said, when you hear the stuff you don't heard as far as the things that had going on with 50 Cent in his early days, and everything that went on with his mama and everything, it's like, yo, this, like, you know that Get Rich or Die Trying movie? This is what we want. Like, this is it right here. This is what we wanted, but I already feel like they was trying to do certain things like that with, if I'm not mistaken, Power, the showrunner Courtney Kemp, basically approached 50 Cent as far as just his story and things he knew about drug dealers and drug dealing, as far as going off the dude she was wanting to play Ghost in Power. Because if you don't know, 50 Cent was supposed to be Ghost in Power, but they didn't do it that well. But anyway, besides all that, the characters in the show, man, just that nostalgia of being, like I said, the late 80s and early 90s, I'm with it. And you had, man, like I said, I was going with the story. I'm so much going with the story, I almost forgot Omar Epps was in here, because I'm going to tell you off gate, Omar Epps is not in this episode a lot. He's going to be a main character in this, I'm telling you. And when they explain the way he is and his story, is like, oh, okay, I see where they going with him. Because when he comes, it's like, yeah, I love this because of the way they going. Because I'm telling you, the way they are developing these characters, that's the thing. They going the route almost, I'm gonna tell you, they almost going the route of some Marvel shit, for real, straight up. Like Kevin Feige, like 50 Cent is damn near about to be the Kevin Feige of the Power universe, as far as what Kevin Feige is doing with MCU. And I'm sorry if I'm getting some of y'all lost, like, who the fuck is Kevin Feige, nigga? We watch Power, we don't watch MCU. I'm just saying, come on now. Y'all don't know nothing about Marvel as far as the Avengers, Thanos, Infinity. Come on now. That shit too big, bro. It's too big. I'm just saying, though, it's the development. That's why I'm making the comparisons. It's the slow development with what they doing. And it's not just with Kanan. It's what they doing with Jukebox, too. And they showing you her relationships and the way she's developing relationships with girls, because you know Jukebox like girls or whatnot. And it's like, damn, I'm loving this. I'm riding with this. And I ain't gonna lie, at first 50 Cent is commentating in this. Like, you hear his voice or whatnot, he's giving you his commentate. It's almost like he did that shit like Goodfellas. You know, where Ray Liotta is going through Goodfellas and explaining certain shit, like, I always wanted to be a gangster. Even when I was like, you know how he did that shit. He was in the background just talking about the shit and how the story went out. That's basically what 50 Cent is doing in this. And at first, it was a little, it's not even long. It's not long at all as far as the irritation to me. I was like, nah, I don't know. I don't want to hear him in the background talking. But as the story, the more the story went along, it was like, all right, I'm with it. I can follow this while he talking. I can follow this. Because like I said, the more it went along, I'm like, nigga, this is your story. This is the 50 Cent story. I'm telling you. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you now. I don't know if it's gonna be in this season, maybe next season. Don't be surprised if you start seeing certain Easter eggs of so-called beasts in the industry that 50 done had, especially early days. I'm telling you, don't start fronting like that's yo. Is he playing this certain person or is he playing this certain person? It ain't got to that point yet. But if you know the story, some of these characters, some of them, it's like, yeah, he playing a certain part, he playing a certain person that you don't like. I'm telling you, but I can see them doing it, and I feel like they almost made a spoof out of it in the way they did it in Get Rich or Die Trying. Because I knew what they was doing in that, but with the way they doing it with this, it's like, ooh, I'm telling you. And once again, I want to give another shout out to the Rock. I don't know the actress name that's playing Kanan's mama, but man, she killing it. She killing it. And you have these uncles. Kanan has two uncles in here. I'm loving both characters. One of them is Kevin from Snowfall. If y'all know what Snowfall and y'all know Kevin, y'all already know who that is. But all the actors in this, I'm telling you, when it first started, I was like, I don't know, but I'm telling you, this is 2 minutes into the show. I'm like, okay, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. Everything they got going on, and the most important thing I want to preach as far as what they doing with raising Kanan is the development. This is not Kanan that we got in power. This is not that person yet. This is not him at all. This is not Jukebox yet. And they are slowly building up these characters. To me, man, you probably not going to see that type of Kanan probably into season 3. Like, people are expecting to see like younger versions of Ghost, Tommy, and them, so on and so on. You're not going to see none of that. Probably until later on if the show is successful and they keep doing more seasons. But it's already been announced for season 2. So, and let me get this too, Kanan, the guy that's playing the young man that's playing Kanan, man, he's killing it. He's killing it. His voice, his maneuver, and the way he talk. I'm telling you, this was the guy. This was it. This was the person. I ain't gonna front, even though I would have looked. I'm just gonna say this though. I'm loving the guy playing the young Kanan. I'm telling you, this definitely can be the Kanan to grow up to be that Kanan. So I'm definitely loving that storytelling they're doing with that. And like I said, it's just that slow development. It's the process of what they doing with all these characters and the people they building up. Like, they got characters in here that I'm like, man, I want to see what's going on with him. I want to see what's going on with him. Like, I'm loving the characters they got in here. But one of my favorites though is, like I said, Joy Badass, Unique. That's one of my favorites in this already. I'm telling you, but Joy Bad, man, underrated actor, rapper turned actor, man. And I wonder if he gonna be in Wu-Tang season 2. I hope so. But definitely shout out to Joy Badass. Is Unique. He killing it. He killing it, man. But just the overall storytelling, I'm enjoying it, man. And I'm so glad they went this route. I didn't want them to go straight in like he was a killer from the very get-go, because nah, and technically it's a point where they do something, they don't even know who did what. I'm telling you, they do something. You got him standing there with this like blank face, he's shaking and stuff. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm telling you, and I think if you're a fan of Power, you're gonna enjoy this too, because like I said, there's one scene in here that makes you think, okay, that's Power. Other than that, I didn't feel like this is Power at all. I almost feel like this is a completely different show. Like I said, if you want to be honest, this shit is Get Rich or Die Trying, the TV series. I'm telling you, 50 Cent story. But besides all that, man, I cannot wait for the next episode, basically. I just can't wait for the next episode, and this is one of the ones I was looking forward to, and it didn't let me down. If anything, I felt like my expectations were blown. My expectations went above and beyond what they did. I had expectations, but what they did with this made me say, oh, so I can't wait for more. Like, it was beyond what the expectations I had, because I didn't know they was going to go that deep with the storytelling for not only Kanan, but for what they doing with Jukebox and the relationship between the whole family. They got a scene where they're in a diner. You got both of the brothers. I mean, you got both of the uncles. You got Kanan's mama. You got Jukebox and him, and you could tell they building this relationship, because I was like, I didn't know Jukebox and Kanan went back that far. I knew they was family, but I didn't know they was that close. And I'm telling you, and that's the thing. I want to see where it gets to a point where they lose their disconnect, because it's things in here between Kanan and Jukebox where she telling him certain things where I don't think she won't tell anybody else, and I'm like, wow, like, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. And it's things where Kanan basically already know, but he keeping it like basically the same thing. Like, this between me and you. I got you. And that's the thing. So, besides all that, man, I want y'all to let me know in the comment section if y'all have watched Raising Kanan yet. How did y'all feel about this first episode? Did it live up to the expectations? Does it even feel like a Power? Like, and shout out to Power 2. They got this whole almost MCU like intro, like the Power universe. Hey, what other TV shows doing shit like this, man? Come on, name me the other TV shows doing like this. Game of Thrones, they ain't even started their whole universe yet, and they got other spin-offs coming. Hey, shout out, besides Walking Dead, I get Walking Dead they credit. They doing like the little spin-offs and whatnot. Besides that, who doing it like Power though? So y'all let me know in the comment section. And this is my little review of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Like I said, I absolutely love this episode. I cannot wait to see more. I love the chemistry and the relationship between Kanan and his mama Rock. I love the relationship and the bond between the whole family dynamic and what they got going on. Like I said, I can't wait to see next episode. Y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all feeling about this first episode. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I see Emmys. I do. I see some Emmys and some awards for them. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this first episode of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Did y'all enjoy it? Did y'all like it? Or did y'all not like it? Did y'all not feel like, oh, I wanted more of the power type shit going on? Let me know in the comment section. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. This is the road to 300 subs, man. We out.